And we're live. You all good?
Yeah.
All right.
I was doing the fake out that time.
Yeah. You got me. Uh, here with episode number 93 of Frag Logic, joined by my good friend and buddy Skyllus, aka Colin.
Howdy.
Today we got I mean, there's so many things we could talk about today, so I tried to
This
narrow it
was a
down.
fun week. This is a
Yeah,
really fun week.
I really tried to narrow it down to what I felt like you guys would want us to talk about the most, and the ones that we were probably the most interested in. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I'll probably be talking more about the Halo than Colin, just by the nature of you guys, us working in the industry and stuff. So, um, I will try to focus a little bit on that once we get to it. We're gonna start off with some weekend gaming stuff. I'm gonna try to pound out as much of this as I can. That way we can get to. I think we both want to talk about Overwatch the most. I would
Came
say
out of nowhere.
came out of nowhere.
Came out of
Right?
nowhere.
So
Came out of nowhere.
you ain't get a taper fade though. I don't do that, man. I don't do that tricks. So yeah, I mean we got a lot of stuff. You guys know we usually start off the show with the weekend gaming. I saw we got a couple new faces up in here. Was it Spaz Tix Spaz Tixhawk? Man, I don't know. He said he's new from Destiny. RPG Freak. Tricks, Rabbit Tricks is up in here. Kupo! Nabi, what's up, y'all? I know some more people in chat kind of lurking. I know how you guys do. Repulsor, I see you up in there. Hawk Tanner, I see you. People's Mafia, what up? Luna, all you guys, what's up? Should be a good show today. So starting off with weekend gaming, I did my normal thing, Colin. I played Destiny. Now, listen, I'm on the triple-headed monster right now, Colin. I'm on the triple-headed monster right now.
Triple-headed monster.
Played Halo. This is today. I played Halo this morning. I hopped on Destiny shortly after because of matchmaking issues. And then right before the show, because Christy and Kylan were gone shopping, I got to play a couple hours of Call of Duty. And I actually didn't really mess up my controls too bad for not having a bumper jumper in Call of Duty. It's like my mind remembered that I was playing, and so I was moving around. And let me tell you, from last week to this week, I have significantly improved my movement already. I released that one video. I called you out. I said, listen, I'm not on Skylus' level yet, but this is something that y'all can enjoy. And I was like, here you go. Here you go.
I've had to rein it back. I've had to rein it back.
Really?
Just, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I do what I can. Every now and then I surprise myself. But, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Kill time's too fast.
So, I'm going to have to show you some stuff, man. I got some pretty nice clips. I think this particular last session that I played, I pretty much maintained like a 1-6 to 2 something KD. I was playing Dom, so I was trying to get the captures and do everything. Our team was getting smashed quite a few times. So I pulled off some pretty nice moves. The thing about it is you almost have to dash even if no one is around you because you have someone at your back like 90% of the time, even in Dom. Unless you have a team with you where you can lock down like positions, like you constantly have to be like moving.
Yeah, I feel like I always have to be using my dashes to go forward just to get from space to space and cross open gaps and stuff. Because you get shot. Just get shot.
Right. So, Bay, I might make one tutorial on Call of Duty, and it'd probably be a movement tutorial based on my last play session. I think I can confidently say I'm getting it down. I actually had one dude on the other team really, really pissed off at me. So once I get to that stage, once somebody's like screaming in the mic, especially on Call of Duty, they're screaming in the mic because they can't kill me. I feel like at that point, maybe a video can be made. So those are the 3 games that I mostly played this weekend. I played Terror Battle a little bit on mobile. And then we could talk about some of the other games because these aren't actually out. Well, they're out. Some of them are out. But we'll talk about the other ones afterwards. What'd you play?
Mostly just Advanced Warfare. I am level 49, so I've almost capped out. I don't know. It's like I'm enjoying it more than I do COD normally, but I'm not like super tied to it like I was Titanfall.
Right.
Like it's not pulling me in and like getting me to play a ton, but I'm not necessarily disliking the time that I'm playing.
Right.
Once I started playing with the BAL, I had a bit more fun because I was just stomping everything. That gun's ridiculous. But the netcode is definitely the biggest thing for me. And there's a note you had here is that they're working on improvements and bug fixes.
Mm-hmm.
But like the netcode is driving me nuts, man. Driving me nuts.
The
Nuts.
the biggest thing that is most glaring, and someone I actually commented on one of my videos. I was kind of going back and forth with him. He said that this Call of Duty is worse than Ghost. I wish I could remember who it said it because I was really surprised that they. Anyway, on one of the videos I put out, this particular person said that they felt like this Call of Duty was worse than Ghosts. I was like, really? I feel like every year for Call of Duty specifically, people talk about lag compensation, netcode, and kill times. Every single year it's the same thing. And I shit you not, going back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you guys can find videos of people talking about lag compensation and showing the exact same things that they're showing in this Call of Duty. Now, what makes this one worse is that you can actually, because it's so fast, you can dash behind a wall and be behind a wall for a split second longer and then still die. That's what gets me.
See, I get annoyed when I'm shooting at someone and they dash. I'm hitting them the whole way and they don't die because some of those shots get lost in the ether. Like that's been what's been driving me nuts.
Yeah.
There's lots of sponging. And also, if someone has a bad connection, they'll straight up disappear at times and reappear other places.
I've seen a little bit of that. I would say for me, the biggest thing is like the sponging. You know your cursor's on them. You shoot 3-4 times, no hit markers, nothing. They just eat them. So that's probably the biggest thing. What's up, Hutchie? Major Black. I see some more of you guys in there. Halinka. It's Bay. What up? So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I would say is holding the game back right now. So hopefully some of these issues get resolved. I feel like I couldn't play the first day because of some bug that was happening. I think I was telling you guys about some integer value was too high or not.
I still get that. You just mash through it.
Yeah, I still get it. So I'm hoping. Now look, let's be fair. Let's be real here. This launch of the big titles right now, because we're gonna get into this in a second. Of the big titles, this launch might be the well, Destiny's was a little bit smoother, I think, than all of theirs. I would say.
I don't know. I was getting disconnected in Destiny at times.
They had some errors, but I think a lot of people, at least Battlefield people, will compare Battlefield and Call of Duty, right? Like this launch is definitely better than Battlefield. So
yes,
I could consistently
that's
say
that's the lowest bar.
Is it really?
That bar is lower than a limbo bar.
But that's like the 1-to-1 comparison that EA likes to like tout like, yo, we got Battlefield this year. We're gonna compete toe to toe with Call of Duty. Let's go. And I mean, obviously last year was just a debacle for the release. So, I mean, at least they could be like, yo, we had a somewhat successful launch. I feel confident saying that. So some of the games that I kind of had on my spotlight here, just because I kind of saw them and I thought you guys would be interested in this. I'm going to mention Assassin's Creed first, Unity. And I'm only mentioning this game. I didn't say I was going to play it. I think I asked you guys, maybe we talked about it one of the weeks we were talking about all the games coming out, if people were going to get Unity. And it seemed like most of you guys were up in the air. I thought it kind of looked cool when they showed it off at PAX. Was it PAX, Colin? We saw some more gameplay video, or was it E3?
I think it was PAX.
Okay. I can't really remember. Anyway, so Assassin's Creed Unity is having some really awful issues. Poor performance overall, really bad frame rate. I've heard something like 10 frames per second is what a lot of people are getting. Now, it must be on PC. I don't know about Xbox One and PS4 next gen stuff, but really, I would say mediocre to bad reviews on the game. Here's the kicker, and this is the part that really upsets me the most. None of the journalist sites could release their reviews until 12 p.m. today, right?
So that's 12 hours after release.
So 12 hours after release, not before release, not the minute that it goes live. 12 hours after release, and they were doing midnight launches alongside Halo last night. I got a call from GameStop like, "Hey, come to our midnight release of Assassin's Creed Unity and Halo Master Chief Collection." And these mofo's didn't let people put out reviews. That's just straight grimy, dude.
Now, why would they do that? Oh, is it because the game's running at 10 frames per second at times?
That's straight grimy.
Anyway, it's just getting blasted in the reviews. That did come out 12 hours late. It's currently at like a 70-something on Metacritic, I think.
Grimy. Y'all, grimy.
And also, they haven't released copies for Assassin's Creed Rogue, which was the last-gen equivalent, which, from what I hear, is like a 6-hour game. For last gen, and they didn't release any review copies at all, so everyone had to get them today.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Dragon Age, which comes out next Tuesday, already has the reviews coming out and is getting like crazy good reviews.
Yep.
So if you're saving $60 for a single player game, Dragon Age probably the better bet.
That's just straight up garbage, man. I'm really disappointed in that. This almost makes me want to scrap even picking up Division on principle, because that's scummy to me. It's really scummy. Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, we got Watch Dogs that was hot garbage. Then they're doing this with Unity. Like, come on.
Ubisoft just knows they can get away with anything.
So that's kind of irritating.
Too big of a portfolio.
It's kind of irritating, man. The other thing is, I'm going to link this to you guys. Space Engineers. I haven't talked about this game in a while. Do you guys remember, some of you guys remember the show where I talked about Space Engineers? I showed off my ship. All right? And it was looking okay. I haven't hopped into the game in probably like 4 months, 5 months. It was like right before I moved. Anyway, they have 3D printing for characters, your spaceships, all that shit in the game. So I don't know what all you have to do, and I just kind of glanced over it. The other thing I caught from that is that the game is going to be on Xbox One.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. So not only can you do some 3D printing of your ships, I might do that because I still have that one loaded up. You can also
$60 is cheap.
It is.
It's real cheap.
It is, dude. So I was looking at that like, man, that's pretty interesting. I would like actually some more games to be able to have 3D printing for either your customized characters or some type of thing that you build in the game. So like Minecraft could do that. Space Engineers. There's a couple other. I'm drawing a blank. Rust has building on there.
That'd be really weird. Look at my giant tower.
What up, Chief? So yeah, some of you guys have played
little
Space
Fortnite
Engineers.
Lego set.
Fortnite Legos. I mean, I didn't want to throw Fortnite in there because of principle. I'm working on it.
Sure.
No, I can't do that.
Fortnite Connects. Sorry, Connects would be better.
The other game is this game called Vainglory. Colin, did you hear about this?
I did not hear about this.
So it's a mobile MOBA. Let me see if I can find the article that that was out in. Well, here's just their website, so you guys can watch the trailer if you like. Putting that in chat. It's a mobile MOBA developed by some of the devs over at League of Legends.
Is it actually from Riot? Okay, formerly.
Former League of Legends.
That's why I was surprised when I saw your note about it.
Yeah,
I was like, Riot, really?
And so I'm guessing that it's getting like rave.
Oh, it's the one from the iPhone 6. Okay,
iPhone 6. Yeah. It was shown off at on stage for like a brief period, and it's running Metal. Is that it? Metal? Is that what it's called? The framework for iOS 8 for mobile. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, game looks really good. I was actually surprised by the controls. It looks pretty fluid. This Now it's kind of early to be talking about it like this, but from what people are saying, it is the best MOBA currently on mobile. But mobile is so finicky. I feel like it could be up 1 second and then that community would be gone like the next. So
I've played a MOBA on my phone, and it was rough. It was Solstice Arena was the name.
Solstice Arena, yeah.
Yeah, so like I played that for a while. It's just hard to play on a phone. Like if I had an iPad, maybe I'd be all over it. And I might get an iPad here at the end of the month.
So they're saying that it's really good with the iPad or the iPhone 6 Plus.
We'll see.
So
I have my doubts.
November 18th, I'm gonna get it, and I will let you know.
All right.
So it comes out in the U.S. So I thought I'd let you guys know that. And then the last thing, Rabbit Trick is probably gonna like this. Elite Dangerous. Now, if you have not seen this,
They need to say like the super hot.
It is like
Elite Dangerous.
It is like Star Citizen that's actually playable and out. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, you can't say it like that.
Shots.
You can't say it like that.
I'm not trying to take shots.
That's how houses get burned down.
You're interpreting it that way.
That's how houses get burnt down.
Or people that want to play a complete. There's no way I can.
Hell, those guys are dangerous. They're really passionate.
Look,
don't mess with the Star Citizen guys.
December 16th, Elite Dangerous is releasing. It'll be out of beta. It's a space combat game, focuses on exploration, and you can pretty much explore the entire Milky Way. The game, I've seen like 3 or 4 gameplay videos of it. Rabbit Tricks actually put me on it. He's the one that sent me a video. I didn't even know about it. And he was trying to get me in the beta when it cost $75 to get in the beta.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I was like, no way. I'm not paying that shit.
Are you picking it up though?
I might. It's $60. It'll be full game. It'll be released. Videos on it have been really good. The issue is there's like 3 other games that I kind of want to play before I would play that one. So, I don't know. We'll see. So that's pretty much it for Weekend Gaming. I saw some people, who mentioned that? Dre? Was it Dre? Somebody had mentioned Just Cause 3. Colin talked about it beforehand. I don't know how many of you guys played Just Cause 2's multiplayer, or Just Cause 2 in general, but the game is really, really fun. So Just Cause 3 will probably be even better. And that got announced. Microsoft's deal, let me just mention this one. Microsoft's deal buying Mojang was completed today for $2.5 billion. Colin doesn't like that number. He feels like it's
way overpriced.
Way overboard. Yeah.
They're going to make all the money back on Scrolls, though. once Scrolls gets on Windows. Or on Xbox.
Trix, are you buying Elite Dangerous? If I have someone to explore the Milky Way with, that might tempt me to play it a little bit more. Alright, I'm gonna wait for Trix to get that. Then we got Halo Master Chief Collection. That Master Chief Collection. Launch impressions. So, the game of, I would say, that from Halo Fest, the game that Microsoft wants to push out in everyone's hands and have them play and buy their Xboxes and promote everything that is Xbox One. So multiplayer doesn't work, and I'm actually kind of disappointed. I was expecting to hop on day one after, basically playing Halos 1 through 4 already, previously, and, being able to enjoy myself in the game. I was thinking that maybe, I could play online and matchmaking in this. It's basically a repackaged product, but I couldn't do that. And so I played some campaign, got to I played like an hour's worth of campaign this morning, and it was pretty fun. Kind of toggling on between the old feel of it, old look and feel of Halo, and the new feel and look of the game. 60 FPS is amazing.
You're playing one or two?
I was playing one.
Okay. So you didn't get to see like the new cutscenes?
I didn't get to see the new cutscenes really. Just kind of toggling.
I really want to run through over the weekend. Just run through all the campaigns.
Well, there were several people that wanted to do that. So if you're on early, like I will be, then you could play with me. Otherwise, I will probably just burn through it. But, I would say that from a campaign standpoint, I mean, the reviews that came out are all about the campaign. It's getting amazing reviews, like 9.5s, 9.9s consistently. 90 Metacritic is probably what it's at. So I think from a campaign standpoint, people are really satisfied. Now, from a multiplayer standpoint, I don't know if the game is going to be good or not. I mean, I can't play right now, so I kind of feel bad. And I talked to you guys when Loadout launched, when I was on the Edge Reality team. I said I'm not going to give dev teams shit as much as I used to, because I went through with the studio I formerly work with, I went through a rocky launch, so I know what it's like. It's frustrating. You're just trying to get your game to work. You want people to play and enjoy themselves, but they can't. And then things are on fire, and you're trying to do what you can. I would just say that this being all eyes right now are on Halo, having this type of attention for this game that is basically, again, repackaged, remastered game that we already had and played for a lot of people, and to have it not work and function is pretty. It's a black eye. I'll say that it puts a black eye on 343. Considering they released Halo 4 to mixed reception, mostly poor reception from the hardcore Halo fans. They come out with Halo Master Chief Collection, everybody's pumped up, and all those hardcore fans want to get on and play, and another black eye on the launch of the game in multiplayer. That hurts. It hurts. It really does. So that sucks. I hope it gets fixed very soon so I can play and enjoy myself. In the meantime, I think everybody can run through either custom games and play with friends, which works perfectly fine. I saw like Walshy, Ghost, Detach, and a bunch of other people playing some customs. I was watching Walshy.
Yeah, I saw playing Halo 2 Classic.
Yep. And I saw people running through campaigns. So you can still enjoy yourself, but if you're looking for either playing the Halo Championship Series or Team Slayer or Halo 2 Anniversary, you can't do that shit right now. Like, you just can't do it in matchmaking. So that sucks.
Yeah, hopefully it gets resolved soon.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, that Halo Championship Series, Colin, I feel like you could talk about this pretty good. What'd you think? What do you think about their plans for this? Are you excited for it? Is this good?
It's good. I think it's nice to see competitive Halo back. Like, I was watching the tournament over the weekend, the Invitational. I watched probably a good 7 or 8 hours, I'd say. Looks solid. Like, it's nice seeing the game played again. It's funny how the same strategies still work on the new game. It's Lockout Slayer still doesn't really work with competitive play with default swaps. It's the same issues that were happening in 2,
Yeah.
But the matches were good. They were entertaining. Some of the guys were pretty sloppy, which is kind of understandable for a game that hasn't come out. Hadn't actually been released yet. But yeah, it's good. The series itself is a huge positive thing. We've been saying for ages how important it is for Microsoft and Sony to be kind of the front runners on consoles, because they don't have the benefits which the PC community has in terms of accessories and hardware and all these different things that can drive sponsorships and get money into the competitive play, into that environment. So on consoles, it needs to be driven by Microsoft, needs to be driven by Sony. It's really important that those guys are in there. And when they have been, competitive flourish. Like in 2006, 2007, that was all Microsoft. That was all Microsoft getting involved. That was why Project Gotham was seeing tournaments all over the place. That's why Guitar Hero was seeing tournaments all over the place. So now you're getting the same thing with Halo, and hopefully it does start to trickle down into other Microsoft products. I'm hoping that doesn't end up just being a Halo thing over time. But for now, this is definitely like a great way to build a base and start to kind of do something on their own instead of relying on MLG, which is nice.
Right. That's the big thing. Like the last point that you made, having to rely on MLG is probably it's not very good for any game. I think at this point in time, I love that MLG is there, but the downside of being involved with them is that if they drop your game and you've relied on them for tournaments, for the longevity of your professional career, and if they drop you because you're not pulling in numbers, whatever the case may be, you're pretty much SOL. So like you have to have a dev or somebody, some third party or some grassroots thing that you can go fall back on to continue to compete. So the fact that 343 and Microsoft are getting behind the Halo Pro guys and putting this together is really important.
Not just that, but they're working with ESL America, which ESL, of course, is a large European league. Yep. And the fact that they're kind of like helping the American branch kind of get things kickstarted, because they haven't really done anything yet. This is like one of their first big projects was running the Halo Championship Series stuff and being a partner for that. So I think that's important, because now we'll have ESL, UMG, and MLG all kind of kicking things up in NA, which is important, again, because 2006-2007 was probably the best time for console esports, and that was when you had WCG, WSVG, and MLG all going, and CPL even a little bit.
Right.
So it's good. It's good for console esports. As a console shooter guy, I'm excited to see where it goes.
So with that, we're going to continue back on the Halo Championship Series, because I feel like it's going to be a good point when we start talking about Halo 5 Guardians. But the Halo Invitational Tournament, what'd you think?
It was pretty fun. I was kind of surprised by the teams that made the finals, actually. I didn't expect...
Straight?
Didn't expect Straight to be there, and I think it's all Walshy. I think that was really... that was the deciding factor, was Walshy.
Walshy's wisdom.
It's funny, because at times you could tell they were really lacking a good leader, like a clear leader on the team, and Walshy would be the only one on the team to kind of speak up and kind of direct things. So you didn't have the in-game leader; it was all Walshy. I'm giving full credit for the tournament to Walshy for their second place. Although Formal, I think, was probably the most surprising player at the tournament, having just won a COD event a week or two ago, and then he comes in and they get first place with Believe the Hype.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing I was disappointed in was Purple Rain, which was Gandhi and Maven's team. Because here's the thing, it's an invitational tournament. They only sent out 8 invites, right? They picked 8 captains and let them kind of pick their teams, was how it was set up. So they gave one of the teams to Gandhi, who, of course, on his own, he has a big Halo background. He played a ton, hasn't played in ages, though. But he was kind of a big name. So you already know the team is going to be an underdog, and you expect them to play spoilers, right? But they didn't even try. They put together a team that had no chance of winning, and they played a team that had no chance of winning, and were just goofing around and everything. And the only reason I'm upset about it is that they paid out top 8. Top 8 got prize money. Every single team got prize money. So they got paid to not even try to play. Didn't even try. And now I'm disappointed. Disappointed in Gandhi for that. That was my only low light of the tournament. The rest of the tournament, great. Lots of fun. Had a great time watching it. It's good.
I had pretty much the same feeling as you. Now, I didn't actually see Purple playing. You told me about it.
Well, it's because they only play one.
Right. So I didn't actually get to see them play, but I watched Straight. I watched Believe the Hype. I watched... what the fuck team was... STK. I watched them.
Ogre.
Yeah, Ogre. And, I was actually wondering, after seeing Ogre play and knowing that this is kind of and I don't know what Ogre 1 is doing, but I feel like it would be cool to see him come back just to play.
He actually, did you see he was asking for people to help him get a box?
Really?
Yeah, because he's got a family and everything, so he had posted on Twitter saying, hey, can anyone help me get online? I want to play some Halo again. I want to come back and play a bit. So he had posted up with an Indiegogo, and Sundance just straight up paid for it. So he'll be on. Ogre 1 will be back.
There we go, baby.
Who knows how seriously, though, but he'll be back.
There we go, baby. Now all we need Colin is Zyos back, baby.
Zyos?
Let's go.
I think Zyos is a bit hard to get.
We back.
Has he played since early Halo 2?
That dude has been on his poker grind, man. That's all he's been doing. So yeah, I mean it'll be cool to see. And it was really crazy when I was watching him play and watching some of those old maps. The nostalgia was back. Like, man, I remember watching these dudes play, and this is when we were like just starting out, and it was like, dude, Ogre 1 and Ogre 2 back, like that would be fucking nuts. Like that would be awesome to watch again, just to see them play this. And I don't think they would be all interested. I don't think Ogre 1 would be that interested in playing Halo 5. But just seeing them play the old ones, like that'd be really cool.
That's the single biggest thing for me is just it's been nice seeing all those guys that we played alongside kind of get second opportunities. Seeing a lot of those guys going over 343 and getting jobs at the company and being able to work on the next Halo and help shape things in the future. Like seeing those guys kind of get something for the time, because playing competitively at any game, like at a top level, is a huge commitment for time and energy. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. And really, there's very limited options as to what you do when your game just goes away. And a lot of these guys are getting a second chance to kind of keep playing and keep using those skills. So that's what I get excited about.
Yep. So that's pretty much it for Halo Master Chief Collection.
We saw thrusting. We sure did. Saw some thrusting, some pounding, some. Go on.
There we go. Can you guys hear me now?
Some thrusting, some pounding.
Yeah,
Go on.
So I said we had some thrusting, we had some pounding, some ground pounding. We had some aiming down of sights. So it was like looking. We had looking, thrusting, pounding. So yeah, it was definitely mixed feelings, I think, from a lot of people. Look, at the end of the day, and I'm just gonna say that. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's good now. Well, maybe. They say, yeah, I can hear you. Let's check before we get into this. We're on like a 30-second delay, so it's probably going to be really annoying. Okay, we're good.
Okay. All right, sweet.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, and this is something we've been saying for a while, is movement, right?
Movement, right.
That's what we said when before Titanfall came out.
Yep.
Oh, before the Titanfall beta, I said I think next gen is going to be defined by movement. And you saw like you know who started the whole thing? Gotham City Imposters.
Colin, come on, dude.
It all goes back.
Come on, dude.
I mean,
like,
you could say like Quake, but
yeah, thank you.
I'm bringing it to the modern revolution. It was Gotham City Imposters. They kicked off everything. I'm telling you, Gotham City Imposters.
Dude.
Gotham City Imposters brought back the movement.
I can't even take you seriously right now.
Brought back the movement. And Halo 5 Guardians is the next evolution of Gotham City Imposters.
That's a straight up garbage comparison right there. Like, that is not analogous. That's awful.
Game of the year.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this guy. So, look, sprinting is also in. I didn't mention sprinting. So we got sprinting, thrusting, pounding, and looking. We got all those in there.
Missing one. There's hovering.
There's hovering. All right.
And there's...
So... Floating.
Charging. There's charging.
Okay, charging, floating, thrusting, pounding, and fuck! I almost had it. I was so close.
You forgot dodging.
Looking.
And you forgot dodging and dipping.
So look, Colin is right. Like, the movement revolution is here.
Colin is right. There you go.
It's not. He's not right about it being Gotham City Imposters. But the movement revolution is here. And Halo 5 is not invincible to that. So I think the question that a lot of people have on their minds that I think some people at least want us to talk about is how this is possible, right? Why is this a thing right now? The honest reason is I don't know, other than I think there was a period of time for 4 or 5 years where every single shooter was pretty much a carbon copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, right? Like everyone wanted to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And before that, on consoles, everybody wanted to be Halo. So it was like everybody wanted to be Halo, and then that kind of died down a little bit, and then Call of Duty was on the rise, and then everybody was like, shit, what are they doing right? Then everybody wanted to be Call of Duty, and now it's kind of like people are like, oh, well, where do we go from here? Call of Duty's kind of like, it's at the top right now. It's kind of on the decline. What's the next big trend? Oh, let's look back 10, 15 years and see what was popular then. Oh, shit, movement and stuff was the shit back then. Let's try some design mechanisms and gameplay around that for next gen and see how people kind of receive it. So I feel like, you know, everyone... I'm sure many of you guys have heard this saying that history repeats itself, or that no ideas are original, or that, you know, people go through these cycles of fashion is one a good example. Like things go out of fashion, 10 years later they're back in fashion, right? So I think this is one of those things where maybe we're seeing some design trends in gaming where they just got to step back and say, all right, how can we evolve this and make what was popular then better and popular now? So, you know, look, Halo has to evolve. It does, regardless of what people are saying. Like, you can have the same Halo game. That's fine. You're going to have the same audience, same reach. It's not going to grow.
Matter of fact, you can buy it now.
Yes, you can buy it now, right? Like, you can play the Halo experience that you want to play on Halo Master Chief Collection right now and give them $60 for their game, the one that you want to play, right? Like, that is a thing. You can do that. With this Halo, I feel like, at least from my stance, they changed things in a way that made sense. So they've revisited Halo 1 by saying, if you guys have seen Quinn talk about this, he's talking about fair starts in multiplayer. So everyone has access to the same things.
The fact they even had to coin a term for that is kind of sad.
It's pretty piss poor that they have to coin a term, but
indicative of where shooters have gone over the last 5 or 6 years. It's like fair starts is a feature on the back of the box.
Right. It's not like you're gonna come up with somebody, he's gonna have a bubble shield now, and you have thruster, and another dude has jetpack. Everybody can do the same things in the game. So let's first keep that in mind. Like, you're not playing this separate but equal game, right? You're not doing that. Everybody's on equal ground. So if you get outplayed, you just got fucking outplayed. End of story. You got outplayed. The other dude didn't have shit else that you couldn't do. Maybe he got a power weapon position and fucked you up with a power weapon. But at the end of the day, you can do everything else that another player is doing in the game. So let's clear that up right now, right? So that's one thing. And that was different in Halo Reach and Halo 4, and those are big deals. The next thing I feel like is a big issue is sprint and aim down sights. Now, according to what I've been reading about the aim down sights mechanism, it's basically how it was in Halo 2, except you could do it with more weapons. So if you get popped, you get shot out of aim down sights for every weapon.
Yeah, as far as I've heard, there's no modifier, like you aren't being more accurate, you aren't getting less spread or anything. Although I heard conflicting information on the assault rifle. Like someone said that if you are aimed down sights, then the assault rifle spreads tighter. But for the most part, like it's the same as if you were shooting unscoped, just like Halo has always been. It's just visually it looks a bit different. Right, is how it's been explained.
And if you get shot, it will descope.
And you'll get descopes. Yep.
Okay, so
and there's videos showing that. It's
okay. All right, so that's one important thing to note. So again, you could scope in all the other games, just specific weapons you couldn't do it.
And they all usually had like the same scope because they really are committed to it.
So I don't see an issue right there with aiming down sights. So that is a non-issue to me. The only one that seems to be an issue is sprint. That seems to be the only big thing I mean, look, people don't like thrusting and the abilities and stuff, but like I said, everybody's on the same fucking even playing field. It's a non-issue. If you get outplayed, you just got outplayed. Like, end of story, right? So sprint, the last mechanism that or mechanic that is a possible issue here. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. Obviously, they made some gameplay balance changes around the idea of sprinting. I felt like the big issue I remember from Halo 4 and was it Reach when you could sprint as well?
Reach had the equipment, yeah.
Is that people felt like you couldn't finish kills, so people would always get away, right? That was
Because you would just you'd strong side and you'd run.
Yeah, you just put your head down and run away. So look, I don't know if that's going to be an issue in this one, but there's so much more mobility that's going to like I said, you're just going to get outplayed. So it almost doesn't matter anyway. Because if you're in a firefight, someone thrusts behind a wall and kills you as they're like thrusting or something like that, or they get ground pounded. That's the other thing I need to mention too. Is that look, I don't know if that's going to change things or not. So that might be the only contentious thing, at least in my book, that I've seen, other than maybe the ground pound. And I don't know how that's going to work.
Ground pound has like a 1.5 second delay, so I don't see it being a huge issue.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up in the air,
it actually looked pretty fun from the videos I saw.
It looked
cool. It was like you jump up and you go, and then you slam, and you can't cancel it, as far as I could tell.
So it's like the super on the Titan from Destiny.
Yeah, but you have to land right on them instead of in a fucking yard radius.
Okay. Okay.
And the way they're bouncing sprinting is you don't get your shields back while you're sprinting. And if you sprint, it resets the cooldown for your shields to come back, was the way they're balancing that.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, it's different. I think that's really the biggest thing, which is kind of takeaway for all the changes. It's different. It's kind of like a really bold direction for 343 to go, given that obviously you have a lot of people crying about sprint. You have a lot of people making comments about ADS. It's a very different direction to go. It's not really that similar to the other Halos, I don't think. But I think it has potential to be really fun. I think the gameplay looked really fun from what I saw. I'm really excited to play in December. And it has to be emphasized that they have a long time between beta and ship.
They do.
It's almost a year of tuning to be able to adjust things and shift things and kind of react to feedback. And they're doing 7 maps for the beta. And I think this is probably aside for like PC games that do early access, where it just stays early access all the way through, I can't think of another beta that's been this expansive and this early on consoles ever.
No. I mean, the closest we got was Halo E? Or Halo,
even that,
Halo 3 to Reach. It was like 7 months, 6 months, and Gears of War 3 was 6 months. So, I mean, this is the best, in terms of console, this is the best beta that we've ever seen, ever.
Yeah.
So
there's been 7 maps. They said spectator mode in beta, which was kind of interesting.
Yep.
So I guess the spectator mode's actually, you're going to be able to do privates, I guess would be the implication that you take from that.
Probably.
I would think.
I would imagine people are going to be trying to break things, and so that would probably be a good idea to have that.
They also said the rank system will be in the beta. Josh Schmenke had mentioned that on Twitter, and they kind of talked about how the ranks are going to work. There's going to be 7 different stages for ranks. There'll be like 5 that kind of fall into the usual tiers, and then a semi-pro and a pro. And the pro is like the top 200 players, is how they're breaking that down. And once you get to semi-pro or pro, you just have a number next to your name, and your number is your ranking. So like you can keep going. There's no cap. Right. On the ranking system. So like all that'll be in the beta. You'll be able to check out all that. I think that's really what I'm most excited for, is the matchmaking and seeing how they handle the ranks and that kind of stuff. Just because that's always been something which caught my interest, you know. So yeah, I'm excited to play. I think that I'll be playing it probably throughout the entire duration of the beta. There's not much else out, anyways.
Yeah, December will be pretty lull. Yeah, it'll be like a little lull period. So here's some other things I want to mention with this. We did mention the game mode Crossfire, so let's go ahead and talk about Crossfire, right? So if you guys don't know,
this is also falls under like the bold and different thing.
Yes.
They featured this mode a lot in the trailers and footage.
I was actually really surprised to hear about this game mode Crossfire. And for those of you guys that don't know, Quinn, and he has this in his bio, was formerly of Epic Games and then went over to 343. And so Gears of War had a game mode called Execution, which was 1 life, basically deathmatch, TDM, 1 life. If you get killed, you lose that round. And so this Crossfire basically has execution rules in Halo. The big thing that issue I have with this is, look, I think that it's cool that it's in there, Map design is something that has to be thought of, and Colin mentioned to me before the show started that there's a map specifically for Crossfire.
At least I heard that in some press, but it looks like it was made just for Crossfire. That's the kind of sci-fi
Yellowish?
training grounds type one where you shoot in off the cannons.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was called. I feel bad for not knowing the name.
So, look, that's in there, right? I think the maps are something that's an issue, but they also had a game mode called Extraction back on Halo 4, which was a bomb game mode, but had respawns, kind of like headquarters from Call of Duty. So now they've put a single life game mode in the game.
I think the mode is called Breakout, and the map is Crossfire. Then you got those mixed up. So that was why I was confused.
So, think about this for a second. They had a game mode in Halo 4 that had a bomb, but you respawned. And then for Halo 5, they have a game mode with single life, no bomb, and the objective is just to kill people. Now, my biggest issue with these is that every time you put in a single life where the objective is to kill people, even if you have power weapons on the map, it turns into this slow camp fest. So the idea, and this is, I think this is commonly shared between Colin and I, is that without some type of objective that forces action, you end up with these very dry, sometimes intense matches. But for the most part, you end up with these very dry, I don't want to die type of matches. And Halo obviously forces action because they have power weapons on the map, but still, we saw the same things with Gears. People camp. So my concern is that they had a bomb game mode in, they have the asset there. Why isn't this a bomb game mode? Do they feel like people would be like, oh man, this is very Call of Duty-ish. You guys just went full Call of Duty on us by having a game mode and a one life objective in there. Search and destroy. Some people can argue this, but Colin, I think us being esports vets at this point in time, search and destroy or bomb game mode is by far the most viewable game mode in all of esports for shooters.
Okay. For shooters, yeah. I think it has a very clear narrative throughout the entire match. It's intense. You get your 1v1s, you get your 2v2s, you get your 1v4, 1v5s at times, depending on the game. I think, yeah, I agree. And not having an objective seems like it's kind of robbing it of something. But with that said, we haven't played yet.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be.
But history tells me that single life modes without an objective don't tend to work very well.
I'm baffled right now. So look, I'm hoping. I can't wait to play it. Like Execution, again, I had some heart-pounding moments in Execution. I also had some very long snore fests. I watched 2 or 3 hour matches on Gears of War 2. Like, I know what it's like when it's bad. I know what it's like when it's good. And either way, it's going to have a mix of those. You're going to have like some very mixed skilled teams that, one team wants to sit back and turn what should be a 5-minute match into an hour match. And you have some that'll play out and they'll be super intense and great to watch. So look, I like that they're changing things up with these game modes. I think it'll be interesting, like Colin said, but I can't really say too much more than my initial impressions from it until I get to play.
Can't wait to get people the movement. Give them the movement.
Fun.
Also, the best like small little thing I picked up on from the gameplay videos. They have the Spartans giving out calls. So like, while you're playing, you'll hear like teammate chatter, kind of like Gears. And one I heard was like, killed him, Red Pyramid. So like he called out the actual part of the map that he had killed the person and
do you know
finished
they
him
do
off.
that in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare?
Do they really? I haven't heard that at all.
Yeah, they do. They have call outs of where people are.
I guess are the area call outs any good?
If you know the maps, yes.
Okay.
They're not bad.
I like that. That's a good touch.
So it's pretty cool. Now, here's where I kind of want to tie things up, because we have to hurry up, and we've already gone longer than I wanted to on
8:50.
So the last thing I want to mention with this is a point that I think I was talking with Rabbit. Yeah, it was Rabbit Tricks. I was talking with him on Twitter about this, and it is that for the first time, arguably, the studio and Microsoft have gotten behind Halo, and now they have their own series for competitive players to go to. And traditionally, based off of my history playing games and watching how things kind of have gone, and I'll give you some examples. Astro headsets were non-existent. No one knew about them until pro players started using them, and you started seeing Nadeshot and Walshy and all these players from different games using Astros, and then they blew up. That's one example. Scuff controllers. No one fucking knew what a Scuff controller was until all the Call of Duty players started using it, right? So all of these top-down type of influence on games and peripherals and gaming in general is really important in shooters. And I think that 343 realizes this. Now they have some pro players there that obviously have some type of impact on the game. And I told Rabbit I felt like his argument, and I think a lot of players' arguments are probably like, why do you have these players there if they're not impacting the game and they're not telling you guys the feedback of the people, of the hardcore fans? Because I don't think there's anyone more hardcore than the players that they have there right now, arguably, other than other pro players, because those guys put in probably twice the amount of time that Joe Schmo is on the forums is talking about in the game. So
right.
Their feedback and their value and their input, I don't feel like 343 or any studio would hire someone on that has the reputation that a lot of those Halo guys have and waste their fucking time by not allowing them to have input. That's just ridiculous. That's mind-blowing to me that you would call
to be
someone
self-destructive.
up,
yeah.
Get someone on board, get them on the team, and then waste their fucking time by not letting them have any input. That just makes no sense, all right? So for all the people like, how could this happen with such and such here, and this person, and that person, and that person, they probably think they have a solid product, and they want to go in the best direction that they can to move the game forward. I think that's the general consensus right there. So that's one thing I want to mention. The next thing I want to mention, top-down influence for this game. So people are talking about this game's going to die out, there won't be people playing, blah, blah. No. All right? Just straight out, no. You want to know why? Because of the Halo Championship Series. It's a top-down thing. If T2 is playing, if Walshy is in there, if Strong Side is in there, if Ogre 1 is in there, and Ogre 2 is in there, and they're actually playing for some money, they're playing for some money and they're not struggling because Major League Gaming won't host tournaments for them because they got 343 supporting them, no, it's not going to die. And you know what? All those people that are bitching on the forums are going to be like, I want to be like Walshy, or I want to be like T2, or I want to be like Ogre 2, or I want to be like Strong Side, or I want to be like Snipe Down. And those people that are complaining will get their ass on the game and they'll continue to play. And this is the thing that Trex wanted me to mention, is that players are going to follow the money. But not only that, players are following the dev support. They got the dev support that is there. The money is there, so they can continue to play and have an impact on the direction of the game and influence all the people under them. Proof is in the pudding. I just named off two things where there was direct impacts. Astro Gaming, Scuff, I can continue on if you guys would like me to, but it's there. So regardless of what happens, at the end of the day, Halo Championship Series is there. The top teams are going to be playing, and I bet your ass all those people on Beyond forums or wherever else, they're going to be like, oh shit, I got to play. I'm trying to be the best too. End of the day. So say what you will, hate on it all you want. I guarantee. And if it's not some of those people, it'll be the new people, new up-and-coming 12, 13, 14-year-olds that are influenced by those guys that want to play. That's what's going to happen.
That's what people don't realize. Is that it's not really about the older crowd that played like Halo 1, Halo 2, and have kind of like started to move on. It's about attracting new players and like getting some young blood and fresh blood into the game, you know?
Yep.
And really, if you look at this, like, the support isn't going to go away. This is a huge investment for Microsoft's part in terms of the Halo channel, in terms of the competitive guys, in terms of this Halo Championship Series. Like, all of it's an investment. You know, like, it's meant to pay out over time and keep going over time. It's the same way that the LCS and Riot Games have kind of developed things. It's the new model if you want to build something big, I feel like, is just kind of slowly build the community that way. And I think that it's going to keep getting bigger. It's going to keep getting stronger. And like you said, the people won't go away. And it's really ridiculous to even claim that the community will die before the game's out.
It's ridiculous.
Before anyone's played it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's talk about Overwatch.
Let's get this. Yeah, let's get this Overwatch in. We're gonna go a little bit longer today so we can get some solid discussion on Overwatch. All right,
Overwatch came out of nowhere.
left field.
So I had mentioned, I think last week, that everyone was expecting a new game announcement from Blizzard because there was like a 2-hour block on their schedule, which was open for the main stage, and like everyone's like, okay, they must be announcing something. I don't think one person on any form of media would have been like, oh, they're going to announce a first-person shooter with a new IP. No one could have possibly thought that was going to happen. So I was watching live because I was like, oh, I wonder, maybe it's going to be like a fighting game. Like, that was as outrageous as I could have possibly gotten. I was like, maybe they'll do a fighting game with Blizzard characters.
Right.
And I had heard someone on Twitter, like, I hear rumors they're going to announce a fighting game. And then some people were like, oh, it'll just be like another Diablo or another World of Warcraft expansion, or maybe like Titan wasn't actually canceled, was what some people were saying. Like maybe it was the biggest misdirection play in the history of gaming news. So yeah, a shooter coming out of nowhere.
So Colin, while you're talking, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. So I'm turning the volume down so we can.
Okay, do you want me to just break down what it is, or are we gonna show the trailer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what they announced was Overwatch, which is a new IP. They announced it with a kind of like Pixar-y type trailer to start with, talking about like the heroes and dreams. I don't even know what the hell they were going on about. But then they showed some gameplay. So it's 6v6 shooter with heroes instead of classes. It's got some similarities to Team Fortress 2. At a glance, like the heroes are broken down to archetypes. You have tanks, support, assault, and defense, I think are the four. And they're trying to do a wide range of characters. I heard in a quote they're trying to get to League of Legends proportions for characters. So they want to get up to like hundreds of characters, potentially. Currently, they have 12, is what they announced in the reveal trailer. They're kind of like FPS archetypes, I feel like. And each of them has like their weapon and some skills. Some of the skills are borrowed from MOBAs. Some of the skills are borrowed from classes of games like Team Fortress. And it's objective mode similar to Team Fortress as well. Like they have point control and they have payload, are the two modes currently. And it looks fun. That's really where I wanted to get to, is that it actually looks like a really well-polished shooter, which is surprising for a studio that has never done a shooter.
Exactly.
But it's also not surprising because Blizzard does polish really well. And that's really what this comes across as, is super polished. It looks like it could release today. Like they could release beta right now with what they showed and what they gave it, what they had people playing at BlizzCon. And I don't think anyone would be disappointed.
So for me, I can't. The biggest thing I can't get over is, again, this game came out of nowhere. Was not expecting it at all, and the level of detail that we have from these characters, how well it was orchestrated from just a pure media standpoint. They have gameplay videos of every single character that they've shown so far. All 12 characters have a gameplay video that breaks down basically the basic skills of those characters. The artwork and I guess the story almost is one that seems like they've thought about it. And here's the thing that gets me. So Titan got leaked, right? Like really early on, like we heard rumors about it, but no one saw anything on it. We didn't hear shit about this game.
There's nothing. There's been no rumors at all.
Nothing about this game. Not a damn thing. And we get shown this thing like out of nowhere, and it looks amazing. Like,
you figure this is at least a year and a half, 2 years of development
easy
in order to put something out this polished. Although apparently they did reuse some Titan assets for like the environments and stuff. Was what a few of the news posts had said. But still, like, we didn't hear anything. We heard nothing. And like I said, they could have been like beta out right now, and I think they could have easily ran with that because it looks good.
And I heard, I can't remember who it was from the notes in there. I think it was the game's director. Was it Broder?
Dustin Browder.
Browder. He had said something like along the lines of, yeah, we could release in beta here really soon. It's something like he said, yeah, it's almost ready for beta really soon. It's like, how did you guys keep this under wraps?
Yeah.
Everything that I feel like, look, Valve hasn't done really anything with Team Fortress 2 in years. Like, significant, right? What significant?
They've been releasing
Look,
updates
I
every
think
few
they've
months.
been releasing updates, but there's been like no Team Fortress 3. They still got all the community there, right? Like there's nothing that's
Sure.
really pulling that away, and I feel like this game is taking that a step further. Where we saw Valve kind of evolve. I wouldn't say evolve. Enter the MOBA space in a way that was well orchestrated. But since then, you could argue CS:GO has probably been their shooter that they've been focused on, right? Um, but from a shooter standpoint, they have Team Fortress 2, and it's kind of just I feel like it's kind of just sitting there to me. Just this is just my personal opinion. It's kind of sitting there, and I feel like
I guess when you
Blizzard,
compare it to like the big things that Dota is doing and big things CS:GO is doing, then yeah, I
right?
agree.
I feel like Blizzard is saying, okay, there's clearly something there with Team Fortress 2's art style, the characters, the way they've kind of presented themselves. Can we evolve on that? Can we make this better? Can we kind of combine the things that we do well and make this better? I feel like that's what I kind of got from Overwatch's unveil. I can't wait to play the game, flat out.
I'm actually really excited for the game. I mean, it's crazy to think about because I didn't even know it existed a week ago,
Right,
and now I'm like, man, I gotta get it on the ground floor. I need to get in early and start training up and become a Hanzo master.
right.
Start practicing up with Hanzo and Reinhardt. Already picking my characters from the list. You're kind of browsing through, like, I think I can play this guy and this guy and this guy.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I mean, they say beta 2015. You can actually switch between characters whenever you want currently. So it's not like a MOBA in that sense where it's like leveling a character or anything. I think a lot of people are kind of drawing that connection. They're not classes either. Like you aren't tied to certain roles. I think everything looks like every class has like a movement ability at least. Like one ability is tied to movement. And then from there, it's really just weapon modifiers, primary, alt fire, and then ultimate, which is where like the MOBA comparison can be drawn. Is each character has an ultimate, like the one goes back in time and like reverses, and then the other one like fires the fucking dragons through the wall. So yeah, I think it looks a ton of fun. I'm worried that the characters might not have enough depth to them because it really is just essentially you're using one or two weapons plus a movement ability.
Yep.
So like that's my only concern right now. But if they get to a point where there's lots of stuff, like lots of characters, then it could be pretty crazy. And currently, there's no information as if it's free to play or if it'll be paid to play or whatever. They also haven't announced platforms. It's just PC so far.
I feel like this. Look, based off of what we've seen so far, it looks like it's going to be a free to play. Looks like it.
It probably will be.
Um, look, I want more information on the game. I want to play the game. I already signed up for the beta. There's really nothing more we should say. I'm going to give you guys the website for these guys on PC so you can look at it yourselves.
Start picking your characters out.
I'm going to play as a Tracer. You guys know how I like teleport. And I don't know who my second character is going to be. I might pick that chick that had the sniper, Widowmaker. I think is her name. Yeah, so I'm thinking about getting her as my my second character. I don't know about my third yet.
How about that torque bow, man? How about Hanzo? Hanzo with the bow.
Well, Widowmaker has that grappling hook, man, Mr. Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah, a few of the movement ones look really cool too.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are a couple characters where I looked at him and I thought, man, that character looks like straight garbage.
But all the supports, like, I don't like the idea of playing support in a shooter.
Oh, that reminds me. The other chick I like, the one with the phase shot. What's her name? Samaya?
Zemetra, I think it was.
Symmetra? Is that her name? Hold on, let me look. So, yeah, Symmetra. I kind of want to play her too. And that'd be my other one. She has that link gun, man.
Yeah, she's support.
Do my UT.
You can be on support duty.
Nah. Oh, we'll make Mitch be support.
But until put Mitch on support.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it on Overwatch. There's that website that I just gave you guys has all the media screenshots, all the videos on. If you guys click on media, it has all the videos for each of the characters. Like they were ready to go with this. They even have like artwork. It looks like concept artwork for the characters. I mean, they were just ready. And as a matter of fact, at BlizzCon, There were people cosplaying this.
What?
Yeah, there was a cosplay of Tracer and Widowmaker and Reaper at BlizzCon. So apparently, some people in their community got some access to those screens a little early.
I see what you mean. Yeah. They had 600 machines playable on floor, by the way. 600 machines playable. That's crazy.
I want to go, man.
A lot of people were like, man, I played like 12 games, 20 games. Here's my impressions. Could you imagine doing that at E3? Like getting in live or something 20 times? There's no way you'd make it.
So good.
600
so good.
machines.
I can't wait to play, dude. Did you mention that it's 6v6?
I think I did 6v6, yeah.
Okay. And then beta's coming 2015. So that's all we got on Overwatch. The other thing from BlizzCon was Heroes of the Storm. This is where Browder was in there. I can't remember then what the other one was from. So Dustin Browder is the game director for Heroes of the Storm, and they added something that Colin and I have been talking about with quitting for a little while. So if you perpetually quit, if you are a quitter, you just quit out all the time, they're going to put you on the quitter island. So if you're a quitter, you're going to get put with all the other quitters.
I like when games do that.
If you play as a lever, we will put you with other people who are levers. Since you have indicated to us you like that style of play, we will put you with people who share that style.
It's fair.
So nonchalant.
Man, I was getting so angry playing COD this week as the quitters.
Quitters? Yeah.
I don't know, it makes me so angry that's an accepted part of our console culture. It's stupid. Anyways, yeah, throw them on an island.
And then closed beta kicks off January 13th for Heroes of the Storm.
Yep, I better get in. I'd be so upset. I'd be so upset.
Next month, I'm going to be playing a little bit because I will be going back home in December.
Need to practice up so that I'm not better than you on day one.
Wait, Colin. Oh, I got to think about it. We got to talk about this because I might be gone for a couple days. I don't know if it's going to fall on Tuesday. Anyway, that's like down the line. I'll talk about it after the show. Last part, Q&A. I know the chat was kind of going off on Halo, but we had to burn through.
People getting fierce.
I saw
some claws coming out in chat. Yeah, everything kind of works out well. Like, I'll be playing MCCing a COD for the next month or so, and then Halo 5 beta will roll around around Christmas time. I'll play that right up until I get my Heroes of the Storm beta, and then I'll be on Heroes of the Storm, and then maybe sometime in March or April, Overwatch beta will come in, and I'll be able to keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going. Right in order. Boom, boom, boom.
Let's see. So questions, if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them. Kind of scroll up to chat to read some of what you guys are saying. Jumping is more tactical. Sprinting is not.
Heard anything about the Titan peripheral? Will let you use any controller on next gen? No, I haven't seen anything.
That sounds cool. Is it all over for Destiny?
Kappa.
Not on PlayStation. Not on PlayStation. Look, GTA might...
None of those things I was talking about playing.
Look, if Halo Master Chief Collection's matchmaking isn't working by next week, it could kill...
There's not a lot of overlap. I don't think there's a lot of overlap between players.
Are you serious? We're talking GTA. We're talking Colin. We're talking Grand Theft Auto. It's like one of the biggest game ever.
But it came out already.
Not on next gen.
It came out already, though.
What did Halo came out? Halo came out already. That is not a valid argument.
Not the same.
That's not.
People have had years to start reminiscing about Halo.
They have not had.
They could have played Grand Theft Auto just months ago.
No,
they could have been like you and bought it and didn't fucking play it. But I'll put you on blast.
Well, I'm gonna buy it again and play it.
Oh, okay. You're actually going to play it this time around. You're not going to be playing MCC or Advanced Warfare or Halo 5 or Heroes of the Storm or
I gotta play
Overwatch.
first person mode.
You don't want to play any of those games, I see.
Question: Sprint has been disliked since 2009. Do you think the decision to include it in Halo 5 was given, or do you think they consulted with the pro players and deemed it a good decision?
Sure, it's a give and take.
I do, yeah. I mean, based off of
Almost all game development is a group discussion.
yeah, and I think clearly based on some of the balance changes that they made with Sprint, it was like, if we're gonna have Sprint, what changes would we make? How could we balance Sprint to have it in the game? You think Treyarch and our Infinity World will have to incorporate Advanced Warfare's exo movement?
No.
Don't think they will.
I don't know.
It will be sorely missed if they do, though. Look, I don't know what the hell Infinity Ward is going to do.
I was about to say the same thing.
Let me just put them on blast real quick. I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
They're kind of outclassed at this point. Which is funny because you say the same thing about Treyarch, right?
Yeah. Some people like Sprint and Halo. You can't ignore that. Plays and loadouts are way worse than Sprint. Much. Yeah. I thought loadouts were the thing that people disliked the most. That's why I said having fair starts is what the big issue, I think, is fair starts. But we'll see. Oh my god, this guy used his on me. I got tore up.
Any other game remasters you guys would like to see? I can't really think of any.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect would be cool.
They were talking about it.
Get all that as one like long campaign with all the stuff carrying over.
Yeah.
Maybe some additional branches. That'd be pretty cool.
Let me look. I want each game to include the planetary rover.
No.
So let me do it on every single one.
No.
It'll be like No Man's Sky.
Actually, I guess I will get rid of the stupid scanning for planets minigame of the second one.
Colin, it would be like No Man's Sky. It'd be like be like the poor man's No Man's Sky.
The one thing that the Master Chief Collection did, which I really wish that other remakes would do, is get Blur to do an hour plus of cinematics. like you can just watch it's 50 plus minutes. I watched the YouTube thing was YouTube link was up today for just the cinematics. 50 minutes. They could have just done another hour and cranked out a movie, and it would have been the sickest shit. Like it would have been so incredible. So could you imagine a Mass Effect movie done by Blur? Whew. That'd be hype. That's what I want. I just want Blur to make shit. I guess that's really what I'm saying.
Dre said, "Can we trust the Division will be a success on launch?"
No.
Sadly, no.
Not that it won't be, but you can't really trust that it will be. Do you guys think Overwatch can have a competitive scene based off what little we know now? Yep.
Based on gameplay that we saw, yes.
So, at BlizzCon this year, there were tournaments for StarCraft, which, by the way, had the sickest set design. Did you see the set?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man, it was incredible. Let me grab an image real quick.
Grab an image. I'll throw it up for the stream.
Shit. BlizzCon, StarCraft.
Please, for the love of God, BioWare remake Jade Empire.
Anyways, while I'm grabbing this, my point was they held a tournament for StarCraft. They held a tournament for World of Warcraft. They held a tournament for Heroes of the Storm. And they held a tournament for Hearthstone, which is a fucking card game. So, if they're pushing all of those... See, this isn't really a good angle. Whatever. So, if they're running tournaments for all those, you pretty much can guarantee there'll be a tournament per year for Overwatch. And that's where things kind of start branching from there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Once you have one guaranteed tournament, then it kind of justifies having other tournaments throughout the year. There we go. Hold up.
There was another good question that I saw from Dre. What game really started the movement of the modern generation of shooters? Colin said,
It's Gotham City Imposters. Thanks for letting me say it again. Thanks, Dre.
God damn it, Dre. This man and his fucking...
Gotham City Imposters started the movement.
Oh, shit. That's
So
like a Megatron screen.
So here's the thing. You see how it has like all the HUD layout and everything?
Hold on, let me throw this up so they can see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So that changed based on which team won. So you see how it's like in that it's part Terran and part Zerg for the
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
So if Life won, the whole screen would go Zerg, and like it would just animate all the way across with all these different pulsing bits. Like those aren't static images; they're like actual video animations and stuff.
Oh shit.
It was the sickest shit. I was like, "Whoa, hold up!" And then for the Hearthstone stage, they had like a mini pub, and then they had a soundproof booth, which was actually like a soundproof living room, like a whole big glass living room with the two players sitting at opposite ends of a table, like a big like pub style table. Looked really cool. They went crazy with the set designs.
That's insane, man.
But yeah, I think Overwatch can definitely build a competitive scene. I hope they get like ranked play and anti-cheat right. Two big things. For a developer that hasn't done shooter games before, trying to figure out the anti-cheat stuff, it's rough.
What are your thoughts on DLC for Witcher 3 being free? Do you think it will change how other companies do theirs? That is from Yognati. Or Yonati. I don't know if it will change other people's model. The thing about free DLC is that it's actually not, it's not new. If you're like a free to play game, you actually offer a lot of content up for free. I don't, for a box product, I don't know if it's
There's a lot of examples of $60 games doing free
doing that.
updates.
Yeah. I mean, Titanfall did quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah, the Horde mode is all free.
Yeah. So
Pretty sizable. I think multiplayer maps should always be free DLC. Unfortunately, it hasn't really happened that way for consoles for some reason. It doesn't really make sense to me to have a playlist with 100 some people playing DLC stuff in it.
Tenchu Z. You want that to be remastered?
Tenchu remaster. That game was just dark. I remember that. That was all I remember. Is that like the lighting was horrendous. Everything was super dark.
I just remember slicing people up.
That too.
Duet. After seeing Halo 5 gameplay, do you think the player movement are too similar and will get burned out from these futuristic shooters?
It's really close to Advanced Warfare movement. I don't know about getting burned out. Did you get burned out on sprinting around maps all the time? Like COD? Like that was it? Did you get burned out walking around in the old days on like old Halos and Rainbow and stuff where there was no sprint? Seems kind of silly to get burned out on a movement mechanic.
I think people more get burned out like playing the same map over and over again rather than moving around within the map. A lot of people want a Gears collection. Imagine Blur doing Gears.
Gears isn't like as cinematic as the other games. Like, as Mass Effect. I would watch a Mass Effect movie. I don't know about a Gears movie. And I say it as a pretty big Gears fan.
Is that $1 million a minute?
I believe that actually is their rate. I've heard that in other places as well.
Are you serious?
They do really good work. I doubt. I'm sure there's a discount. Like if you get 2 minutes, because it's like 1.8.
That's nuts.
Buy 45 minutes, get 5 free.
Nuts. Odd even. I saw that tweet, man, from Black Tusk. It's pretty cool.
Get on that animator status.
Yep. Get Quinn on the next show. I think Bravo is the one that Bravo and Quinn would be on if we wanted them to be on.
There's no way they come on.
No, they will. I'll talk to them.
They would. Microsoft more what I meant.
Oh.
Marketing.
Yeah, maybe.
We say we drop F-bombs too often.
Yeah, probably. What's the up-and-coming game that won't be a letdown?
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Okay, I think that would be pretty confident. Look, the thing about letdowns is like if you
It's
set
all
your
based on your own.
expectations,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like based on your expectations.
Just by my saying Overwatch, you've now set your expectations too high for Overwatch, and you're guaranteed to be let down. Which just opens a paradox where there is no answer to the question.
There is no right answer to that question. I actually had a rant about this Xbox Day One, like when I was talking about No Man's Sky and that I hate hype in the industry. Did you guys see Quinn that ground and pound thrusters the most OP for Halo 5 beta?
The way it was worded, so they were talking to Quinn and wow, who's the other guy? I feel bad.
I don't
Quinn,
know.
another designer, and they kind of like tongue in cheek asked, "What's gonna be the first thing to be nerfed in the beta?" Is what they had asked. Like, what's the first? What's the first ability? So they didn't want to cop out and say, "Well, nothing. It's perfectly balanced," that kind of thing. So Quinn said he thinks that ground pound and thrusters might be the most. So that was the context. Wasn't like he just said outright that they're OP.
I'm really curious about what competitive game will look like 5 years from now. It's absolutely blowing up. Yes.
Yep, it's exciting.
Remember when Battlefield had free DLC? I can't even remember that. Will Xbox sell more than PS4 this coming weeks or fall flat again?
I don't care.
Don't know. Don't
Probably PlayStation will keep selling more. I don't know. Like globally, PlayStation is pretty far ahead on the
Getting
week
a
to
lot
week.
of questions, man. I'm gonna end it at 10:25. 4 more minutes. Do you think more games should do alpha betas on console? Yes.
Yep.
Not only should they do them, but they should do them well before the game actually comes out.
I wish more games do early access just outright instead of the limited times.
That question was from Shane.
And it's complete bullshit to do a beta a month before launch.
Is Halo losing its uniqueness? That's a loaded question. You want to know why? It's almost every fucking game a copy off of like in terms of shooters, Doom, Quake, and Unreal,
Tribes get some credit too.
and Tribes. So
And enemy territories for the class-based stuff.
before that, like all the modern shooters are like Wolfenstein,
Yeah.
so or Counter Strike.
Everything's iterative. Game design is iterative.
So Black, no, I would say it's not losing its uniqueness. It is evolving its current identity. If that game doesn't stay in the top 3 for at least a full year, I will be disappointed. What game is he talking about?
I think it's about Halo.
Halo?
Or Halo
Probably.
5.
You said you were hyping No Man's Sky so much that someone bought a PS4 at your job. That is true. That actually happened. But I am just
It's coming for
excited
PC,
for it.
isn't it?
I'm not telling them. Yeah, it is. But it's coming after.
See, now you overhyped it, and they're going to be disappointed.
I know.
See, this is why I don't hype things, Kyle. This is why I am anti-hype.
Which Halo is my personal favorite?
Mine's probably Halo 2.
It's either 2 or 3.
Halo 2 is like my first experience with Xbox Live. I was actually over at my friend Sean's house. It was my first experience with Live. We had played Halo 1 quite a bit on LAN, and like friends coming over and doing the 4-player split screen and stuff. But I actually went to his house, and he was on, I remember very distinctly, he put me on the controllers and the headset, and I was on Waterworks, I think it's Waterworks Slayer. It was my first time hearing people like talk over a mic on multiplayer. It was like, oh shit, like this is really cool, and that was like my first Halo experience. And then from there, I obviously dumped a ton of time in Halo 2.
Right.
So I'd say definitely Halo 2.
Favorite multiplayer FPS at the moment? Last question.
Counter-Strike? I haven't played it much recently, but it's probably still my current leader. And Titanfall is the best
Titanfall?
Like, Titanfall is the one I've had the most fun on this gen.
I would probably go Titanfall for console, PC. What have I played PC wise lately? Unreal Tournament? I've been on that UT a little bit.
No, Fortnite. I can't decide. I can't decide. Unreal Tournament or Fortnite? Man, let me just.
That's it. Jay came in with one last. I think we covered this. This is too hard of a question, though, man. Favorite FPS map?
We did a whole show on it.
We did, yeah. We did a whole show.
Although there was lots of tech problems.
Oh, yeah. Crash from Power 4.
I can't remember what I even had as my number one. I feel bad for not remembering that.
I have to go back. Oh, it's in our document. Hold on.
I'm pulling it up real quick.
F.
Yeah. Holy crap, this one got so many commercials. How did that happen?
In Machinima? Are you serious? It has a ton?
It has like 20 commercials.
Machinima, man.
Okay, I didn't order them, but here, I'll go ahead and rattle them off just for those that didn't watch that show. So my top 10 maps list for current console generation was how I termed it. War Machine, Gears 1, Old Town, Gears 3, The Pit, Halo 3, Full Frontal from Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, Bridge Too Far from Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, Savage Walk from Prey, Crash from COD 4, DM Diesel from UT3, Subway from Perfect Dark Zero, and Nowhere from GRAW. Kale noted Operation Metro from Battlefield 3, which is an awful map. Urban from PDC, Rocky Cove from GRAW, and Tuane from COD 2. That's that map dump.
There you go.
Those are some quality maps. Also, some games you guys probably haven't played, and you should have played.
All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this show. We almost had like 70 viewers. They wanted to hear us talk about that Halo. It was a good show.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Episode 94. We're closing in on 100, y'all. So close.
Do we work it out if it's going to be a Christmas? Is that... Are we going to do a Christmas show? Is that what it's going to be?
I think we're going to do a Christmas show, man.
I think it's the 23rd is our 100.
Is it?
So this is what we're 93 right now?
Yeah.
94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Nope. It's the 30th. So it's right before New Year's Eve.
All right, so we do have a show.
That's too perfect. 101 will be in the new year. Couldn't have planned that.
Yeah. Be cool.
All right.
All right, we're out.
All right, have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.